This is Nigeria. You want to know what's going on? Relax, I will tell you. Now, more endorsements pour in for Peter Obi as opposition parties keep crying. This is our discussion today. Stay with me on this one. Let's get to it immediately. I will start with this video. Watch.
The Obi-Dati government is committed to ensuring that women and youth will be represented in government by law, not a token of sprinkle of women. The time for complaining is over. God has presented us with a unique opportunity, and we must do our part as women and as mothers of the nation to truly bet the Nigeria we want to see. What Nigeria needs now, it's a young, hardworking, dynamic, intelligent man. And we in the Labour Party, we have it.
Peter Obi is the one that is going to bring change. I'm from the north, Aisha is from the north, Teti is from the north, a lot of us here are from the north. But we believe in Peter Obi because we want to change the change. And it's only Peter that can do that.
That was the Labour Party Women Forum, headed by the beautiful Mrs. Margaret Obi, drumming support for her husband, the presidential candidate of the party, Mr. Peter Obi. She said Nigeria at this time need a young, hard-working, dynamic, intelligent man to lead the country. And she's telling Nigerians that the Labour Party have the candidates with these attributes. And the candidate is no other person than her husband, Mr. Peter Obi. You can see the beautiful chemistry between the candidate and his wife. The Labour Party women said they want to change the change. This is no time to play religious or ethnic card. This is the time to know what we really want as a country. It seems ex-President Obasanjo has opened the doors of endorsements for Peter Obi. Another big weight just endorsed Peter Obi. Let's find out. Watch.
The youth in particular will go out to look for their candidate, for candidates of their choice. Because in everything in this country, the sufferers have been our youth. They are the most uneducated. Today, the poorest man in the world is in Nigeria. Yesterday it was India. We can't continue. We are a nation of 200 million people. The largest black country in the world. But things are not moving on well with us. And we are not the cause. So I thought today, we have about 3, 4, 5, 18 candidates moving around. As I introduced to you earlier, I am the leader of the Southern and Middle Belt Elders Forum, which is made up of a Afenifere of Southwest, South-South, that is Pan Niger Delta, Ohanese, that's the Igbo stock, the Igbo speaking Nigerians, Middle Belt, that is the buffer between the South and the North. All the states occupying that area, the middle of Nigeria, are called Middle Belt. They are with us. They believe that Nigeria belongs to all of us, and that's what we believe in. So whatever we are doing today, we are always together. We're talking about Plateau, we're talking about Benue, we're talking about Kwara, we're talking about Niger, and so on. So we are together. It's not a question of tribe, it's not a question of religion. No, I have already drafted my speech, it's a short address, and I would like to call upon my assistant to read what I've written.
Peter Obi, my choice for the 2023 presidential election by Chief Dr. P.K. Clark, OFR-CON.
Chief Edwin Clark, the leader of the Southern and Middle Belt Elders Forum, comprising of Afenifere of the Southwest, Niger Delta of the South-South, Ohaneze Ndibo of the Southeast, and the Middle Belt, made up of people in between the South and the North. 96 years old Chief Edwin Clark believed the biggest sufferers in the Nigerian state are the youths who have been denied the good things of life, including education, and they must go out and support a candidate who have their interest at heart. And that candidate can't be any other person if not Mr. Peter Obi. The elder statesman has spoken and made his choice, having seen it all at his blessed age of 96. With all these endorsements pouring in for Peter Obi, what do you think will be the reaction of the other presidential candidates seeking to be Nigeria's president come May 29th, 2023? Let's find out. Watch.
And some of the people they are alleging, we have seen it on the news that they are supporting or they are endorsing Mr. A or Mr. B. I think it was a big mistake. These are leaders we respect. There is a time in your life that you become a real statesman, not a politician. And I can tell you also that any candidate, any party that comes out with the face of ethnicity or comes with the issue of religion, that party, that candidate, I can assure you at the national level that that person has failed the election even before it starts. Nigerians are not waiting for you or any other person. Nigerians will take decision on their own. And many people don't even understand that in northern politics, nobody owns the voters. Voters don't have any forum to meet. Love and support goes around like virus. And once people take decision on a particular candidate, I can tell you nothing will change whether somebody endorses from the north or from the south or from outside the country. It doesn't matter. And I want to advise our leaders, please, if you see them, you tell them that they should not stop disgracing themselves. We have so much respect for them. If you say you don't like me, then you have a problem. If I become that old and at that level, and I'm sure the same with everybody, want to come and start playing party politics, and especially politics that has to do with religion. Because that's the belief in this country. These endorsements have to do with ethnicity plus or religion. And I think some people should grow beyond that.
Rabiu Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, is not taking it lightly with the endorsements. He believed these elder statesmen should respect themselves and stay off politics. But these elders are called elder statesmen for a reason. They can't fold their hands and watch things go wrong while they are still alive. The All Progressive Congress, APC, believe that Peter Obi is the biggest reason their presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will be declared president-elect after February 25th. Let's hear from the spokesperson of the Presidential Council, Festus Keyamo. Watch.
this election appears to be over already. It's a one-horse race already. I'm not saying this, I'm not hyping our candidate because, oh well, I'm the spokesperson. But any close watch out events should know by now. So the results should not shock anybody when it comes. If PDP does so badly, the results should not be a surprise to anybody. The problems are just too many. They are mounting for the PDP, both in and out of the PDP. Every single person that supported the PDP in 2019 against us, not even the core PDP members. Ohaneze, like I said, endorsed article in 2019. Middle Belt Forum endorsed article in 2019. Pandef endorsed article in 2019. Afenifere endorsed article in 2019. OBJ endorsed article in 2019. Padebanjo endorsed article in 2019. All of these people I mentioned that they pulled out. They pulled out and supported the Labour Party. So when we said at the earlier part of this campaign that Peter Obi is the greatest weapon that Asiwaju has, that Tinubu has, people don't understand what we're saying. I can say it openly now because I know it's too late for him to pull out. I can say it openly. But Peter Obi is the biggest reason Asiwaju will win this election. And, you know, on a lighter note, on the day of swearing in, I will beg that Peter Obi is given the front seat row on that day of swearing in. He will sit near Asiwaju as his best friend.
Okay. And
the reason why he's being sworn in as president. Okay. Peter Obi should sit on the front row on that day.
Okay.
Festus Keyamo said Peter Obi is the greatest tool Bola Ahmed Tinubu have to win the coming presidential election. We are watching. The election is only but few days away. Let me wrap up this discussion with a debate between Rufai Oseni, Arise TV presenter, and Festus Keyamo. Enjoy it.
Let's go back to the failures of the APC, which the wife of the president even confirmed by begging.
But you know that they are alleged failures.
No.
Don't use the word failures.
No, Mr. Keyamo, you asked for let's pipe things down. We've been civil. Let's just continue this way. Let me finish talking. Now you are interrupting me, Mr. Keyamo. Let's keep things civil.
No, right? I'm not trying to.
Mr. Keyamo, you see, I'm sure the world sees that you're the one interrupting me now. Let me finish my
statement. Go ahead.
All right, the failures of the APC, which are too numerous to mention. One of the longest strikes in recent times, ASU strike, the Japa syndrome, the poor economy, the fact that as Minister of Labor, we've not had employment for the people, youth unemployment on the high, the fact that you've been leaving one of the biggest debt burden behind. So when you were saying in 2015, everybody knew that Nigeria was headed for dire straits, people are even more skeptical about the future after this your government leaves because you've left so much debt behind, you've crippled the economy, you're trying to tax everybody, and you keep breaking the laws. You know what you're doing now? For the first time, you've signed in a budget, the president has signed in the budget, but he's not signed the finance bill. You are a lawyer. You know that's at variance with the laws on ground. He skipped that. So the failures keep mounting. I don't know how you're going to defend all of this litany of failures.
You say the economy has failed. I disagree with you because it has not failed. It has not failed because right now, like I said, we have one of the best recovery rates, and IMF has confirmed that. We came out of post-COVID better than and quicker than IMF projected. And I'm giving you facts. And when I give you facts at times, like I said earlier, when you have memorized something to pour out, you just keep pouring it out without taking note of the facts. I told you about the unemployment rate and the fact that multi-levels of government are involved, and it was all a worldwide issue post-COVID that is shut up. But you keep reporting the same issues. So I would prefer that we both go and debate somewhere instead of you asking me questions here. That is to answer you. That's to reply you on that, first of all. I disagree with you. And then you talk about the borrowing. The borrowing, people can easily see the infrastructure that we have built as a result of borrowing. And then, you know what? When people borrow you, we are credit worthy. It means that they rate your economy so good that you can pay back. Because these are things that will reflect the economy. It's only by infrastructure you can reflect the economy, and the economy will do so well that we can pay back, these loans. Don't forget too that in Africa, our debt to GDP ratio is the best. Go and check for the big nations in Africa, of Egypt, of Kenya, of South Africa, of Ghana. Our debt to GDP ratio is one of the best. So if the world considers us credit worthy, and we have not, don't forget too, we have not also reached the IMF ceiling of 55%. We're still doing about 25-30% of our debt to GDP ratio. Other African countries are doing 80%, 90%, 70% above the IMF, ceiling. So I disagree with you.
You can see for yourself that despite the ugly condition this present government has kept everyone, they can boldly face the press and say they have not failed Nigeria and Nigerians. Festus Keyamo tied the failure of our economy to COVID-19 of 2020. Other countries have recovered. We are still struggling to recover. Talking about the huge debt that this government has decorated the country with, Festus Keyamo kept talking about Nigeria being the best in our debt to GDP ratio when compared to other African countries. Why do they keep confusing us with GDP when we produce nothing as a country? GDP means gross domestic product, a cumulative of the total products and services rendered in a year by a country. How can a country that produces nothing keep talking about GDP? Are we really normal in this country? Quote of the year according to Festus Keyamo: when you borrow, your economy is rated high. This is coming from Festus Keyamo, a senior advocate of Nigeria. What a pity. In all of this, the only thing left for Nigerians to do right now is to go for their PVC. If you are yet to collect your PVC, rush now and collect it. Collection ends on the 22nd of February 2023. Please be a part of Nigeria Decides 2023. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't you think you're forgetting something? Yes, the subscription button. Click on it right now.